Very good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to online classes at KVIRS. Every aspect, every concept in English grammar as per ICSE's syllabus is concerned is equally important. That is what I have been telling in all my grammar classes. One such important aspect that I have taken up for you today in my class is letter writing. As I've already told you, letter writing is one of the easiest concepts of scoring area. So what is more important again? How do we write formal letter? How do we write informal letter? Apart from these, we also have demi-official, semi-official, right? So don't worry about these. Generally, letter writing is divided into two. One is formal and the one is informal. What is letter writing, by the way? Letter writing is a way of communication. We have got the fastest communications now. So students do ask me, sir, why do we want letter writing when we have email, electronic mailing, when we have WhatsApp, when we have Facebook, when we have Twitter, Insta? Because just one click, it reaches any corner of the world. But remember, it has been a practice of our teaching method that we have to teach you letter writing, you have to learn letter writing, and we have been doing this for the past few years. We have to continue with that. Anyway, history apart, theory apart, what we have to know is the format. I have got two formats today. One is formal letter, another one is informal letter. The first topic that I have taken up today is how to write informal letter. And before we get into the formats, I must tell you where do we and who do we address all informal letters. Generally, we write informal letters to our aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, friends, right? Kith and kin, our beloved ones. Anyway, come back to the format now. And when I'm teaching the format, I will also tell you the marks distribution. Marks distribution for letter writing varies, guys. For CBSE, it has been marked for 8 marks. ICSE, it has been marked for 10 marks. And whereas state, it is marked for 5. It differs. But remember, the same format should be followed even for class 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. ICSE has only one format of letter writing. This is what today I have taken up. Here we go, guys. The first step in writing informal letter is writing your address. Whose address? Writer's address. Because I am writing this letter. Look at the format once. 444. It's your door number. It's your house number. It need not be the same address, guys, by the way, since I come from Bangalore. So Bangalore address is written. But here you change this address to your address. It should be writer's address. Second stage, if you want to write second ND, write it on the line. Stage S should be capital, then put comma. Punctuation is very, very important. Punctuation marks are very important. Sanjay Nagar, because I belong to Sanjay Nagar, but you belong to Kunigal. Kunigal, comma. Then comes Bengaluru. You don't belong to Bengaluru. Some students belong to Bengaluru. If you don't belong to, then write Tumkur. Small dash, Tumkur code should be written. That is called pin code number. So after pin code, put a full stop. After stage, put a comma. After Kunigal, put a comma, because punctuation is equally important in writing these steps. And we allot half a mark for writer's address. The second step is the date format. The date which I have written is 2019. No, we belong to 2020. So the date format should be the same. 30th, TH should be on the line. Then July, the name of the month should be capital, especially the first letter. Rest all small letter. J, J-U-L-Y. December, D should be capital. March, M should be capital. February, F should be capital. Guys, at any point of time, don't write short forms here. If you use short forms, you are going to lose half a mark which is allotted. And the third step is, and there is one more clarification that I have to give you, because some of the students write month first, then they write date. Please don't do that. That is American style of writing, but we don't follow American language. We follow England. That is England English. Then comes, it is informal letter. It is not official letter. We write these letters to either our friends or our relatives or your kith or kin or cousins, whoever. But remember, when you are writing this, be careful. It must be dear your friend's name. If you are writing this letter to your friend. If it is to your father, dear father, F should be capital. To mother, M should be capital. To your friend, dear Umesh, dear Monish, dear Mohini, M should be capital. And after that, don't forget to put comma. Don't write, my dear friend Monish, my dear friend Mohini. Please don't do that. My dear father, wrong. It must be dear father, dear mother, dear sister. So don't write, sir, she is my younger sister, sir. Shall I write younger sister? No, don't do that. The next step is very important, and I call it content. I call it body of the letter. And I forgot to mention, so for dear Max, dear father, for subscription, guys, you get half a mark. Then comes body of the letter. Development of body of the letter is very important, because this is where your expression, your usage of conjunction, usage of capital letters, usage of preposition, usage of conjunction will be tested more. So first paragraph, make sure after writing it, give a line gap. After first paragraph over, second paragraph is written. After second paragraph, and give another gap, one line gap. And make sure after third paragraph, a line should be given, as to make sure that our content is different from intro, development and conclusion. Please be careful with this kind of, maybe silly for you, but for me, guys, these are the most important details that you need to pay attention to. So then comes second paragraph, a line gap for your better understanding. So then comes paragraph 3, a line gap again. So then comes, very important, you have to conclude it now. How do we conclude it? It is with only these two words. That is, yours lovingly. So salutation, dear Max. So now you have to conclude, right? How do you conclude? It must be yours lovingly. Another word also is given, that is yours affectionately. But my suggestion to go with lovingly, because don't take it silly. Affectionately, the spelling, the word is long. I fear, what if you mistake the word with spellings? So please be careful. Go with something simple and that you can easily remember. Fine. Yours lovingly. Another simple mistake that we all do is, yours, why should be capital? And immediately we write even L in capital letter. Please don't do that. This one area you must be extra careful. I'll tell you why. The rule says, ICSE board evaluation rule says, if a mistake happens either with yours or lovingly, you're going to lose half a mark there, as well as you're going to lose half a mark even for your signature. That is a rule we all have been following. Sometimes you write yours in a different way. Y-O-U-R apostrophe yes. Guys, don't you know yours is a possessive pronoun? Why do you put apostrophe? Please don't do that. Be careful. Look at the marks distribution now. Half a mark for yours lovingly. Another half is for your signature. Look at the signature part, guys. It is not complete name. Most of us have surnames. Don't use surnames here. Only your first name. So, this is the format of informal letter. And now the big question that should be answered. Sir, you said first paragraph, second paragraph and third paragraph. Sir, what should we exactly write there? That is your question. In the first paragraph, I want you to write the purpose of writing this letter. I'm happy to write this letter. I'm happy to share that I had been to Hampi last month. I'm happy to share that I've been selected for National Entrance Test, National Talent Search Examination. I'm happy to share. See, that is how you should begin. For heaven's sake, guys, don't begin any letter with hi, how are you, where are you, had your coffee. Please don't do that. Because that is very informal way of beginning such letters. Think you are scoring. Think it is one of the easiest concepts to score. Keep all these in mind, guys. So, let me once again take you through quickly the rules and regulations that we have to follow. Look at that. Format 2.5. Okay, fine. After intro, you go to development. In development, make sure, guys, you write what exactly you have to share. Initially, purpose. In the development part, you have to write exactly what you are asked for. And conclusion part, convey your regards. Convey your wishes. Hope you please keep this in mind. Let me take you through the rules and regulations once again. We've already discussed it. Look at that. Format 2.5. Content 2.5. Expression 5 marks. 2.5 plus 2.5, 5. 5 plus 5. You got to know what is format. It appears here. What do you mean by content? Listen to me carefully. For 1 minute, I'll explain what exactly is content. Suppose the topic is, you had been to a historical place. You are now sharing your experience with your friend. That is the topic. Share your experiences of your recent visit to Hampi. That is a question. Look at that. Where did you go? The place should be mentioned. When did you go? The date should be mentioned. With who you went should be mentioned. What did you see in Hampi should be mentioned. And followed by, what was your experience? Was it a fun trip? Or was it an educative? Was it a learning experience? That should also be written. That is the outcome of your visit. That is called content. Then expression, how exactly you put these expressions in an official and error-free mode. That is called expression. As I have already mentioned, we check the syntax, nothing but the sentence formation. Right? The second, at any point of time, the body of the letter should contain, guys, 3 paragraphs. 1 intro, then development, then comes conclusion. Equally, and every time when you give a line gap, make sure it should be maintained even for all 3. Intro, 1 line gap. Development, 1 line gap. And after conclusion, 1 line gap. You are safe. Next, be careful. Opening and closing statements, whether it is formal letter or informal letter, should be carefully dealt with. I don't want you to take a chance here. Do not use your language here. What do you mean by your language? Generally, how do we greet? Hi, how are you? Is your breakfast over? That, this. No, there is a way. Right? If you are sharing a happy news, I am happy to share my experience. If it is a sad news, I am sad. I feel disheartened to share this information with you. I write this letter to share. Please write this way. And conclusion also should not be very abrupt, guys. Don't use your own absurd language and write. If you want, definitely I will share one or two slides where you can copy them. Remember, it's again copying. My job is to give you the guidelines and your job is to work on them. Here we go. Under expression, you are expected to frame sentences without any errors. Never forget, guys, never forget to cross, the rules and regulations. Don't do that. If you cross the rules and regulations, you're going to miss again a lot. Cross check. A matter of 1 minute, a matter of 2 minutes. Come on, you're going to spend 18 minutes on this question. 1 minute, 2 minutes can be spent on format, can be spent on formation of sentences. If you find mistakes, simple, you just score a line there. You just draw a line in pencil and don't overwrite, write above. That is how error correction should happen in any paper, science, maths, any. Then, I told you, right? I always have a formula for you to develop some contents. And I've got one formula here to develop content in letter writing. Maybe formal or maybe informal. If you answer my questions, my formula is WH formula. Why, where, when, who, what, how, much, which. If you use these formula, definitely, guys, you are going to develop your content like anything. Look at that example that I gave you, Ampi. Why? It was educational trip. Where? Ampi. When? 15th. With who? Our teacher and our classmates. What was the gain? No doubt about it. I got to know a lot of history about Indian rulers and Indians' knowledge about sculpture. Then, who helped you there? So, all these can be answered if you follow WH formula. Apply this for both formal as well as informal. And this one is solution. Not everything. One solution for your salutation. In case if you're writing it to sister, dear sister. Dear friend, dear Peter. Don't write friend. It is to a mother, dear mother. M should be capital. Dear uncle, U should be capital. If you can follow these rules and regulations in informal letter, you can definitely score 10 on 10. So, I will take a formal letter in the next class. Thank you.